Welcome, wrestling nerds, to We Love Wrestling.
Actually, it's We hate wrestling.
Oh, what? When did we decide that? Okay, well, let's go with it. We. Alright, I need to stop saying I. We love.
Yeah, there's two people here.
Hate wrestling. And tonight, folks, we are going to get down to it. We are talking about NXT TakeOver Respect 2015. Now,
first of all, can I just say these names are getting a little ridiculous?
Yeah.
NXT TakeOver, Respect, Revolution, RX, TakeOver,
Arrival. You know, I mean, I guess that's the theme they want to go with. But, all right, this name was a little bit more of a stretch than normal. But let's just, go ahead and go along and roll with it. Now, if they start calling it, like, Part 2 or anything, I don't know, then it's going to be a little bit too much, right? I think that's the safest thing to say. But let's go ahead and kick it off with the first match being Finn Bálor and Samoa Joe versus the Mechanics, Scott, Dawson, and Dash Wilder. I don't know where I came up with the Mechanics. I grabbed that from Wikipedia. Was that official?
I heard a few people on Twitter calling them Mechanics as well, so you're not alone.
Wow, then they completely went over my head. But anyhow, first time I've seen Finn Bálor with no paint on a takeover. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I guess he's only saving it for special occasions. I mean, you can't always dress up to every party, right?
Yeah, but I figured this was a special occasion. But the match went well. It went pretty quick. The Joe with the hot tag, a classic TNA moveset, he started pulling it out. I mean, for anybody that watched TNA, that is.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say about this is those two guys, the Mechanics or whatever, they should just rename their tag team to the guys that look like the first jobbers you face on career mode in a WWE game. But
ouch.
That might be too cumbersome of a tag team name.
That is pretty much a sting. But the finish of the match, really, Finn playing up the knee well, I mean, that could really determine the next bout as they end up getting the pin for that match.
That seems to be like a common thing because we saw that at the last pay-per-view too. So they really like playing up the hurt angles.
Yeah, it could really go either way. Next match we have is Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. They are ready, willing, and
Gable.
There you with the little crack. There we go. Versus Baron Corbin and Rhyno. Now this was another semifinal match in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. Wow, the Jason Jordan and Gable's like they were very world's greatest tag team of Jace.
Yeah, definitely playing up the Kurt Angle gimmick. I mean, you even heard it in the crowd too, chanting their names in the tune of the classic old Angle theme song.
Well, because you said that, I'm gonna get right to it and say, Full Sail crowd, really, just get over yourself. Too ridiculous.
Shit. You cutting a promo here?
No, I'm just cutting I'm shooting from the hip. Pow. And it's ridiculous. Like I'm tired of them trying to put themselves over. Just cheer, cut down on the chanting, and then maybe we'll be fine.
They do get a little smarky.
They do. But I mean, let's get back to the match. I mean, Double J and Gable, they really were great technicians in the match. I thought they did really well. Really impressed me throughout the night.
Yeah, can somebody get Rhyno a t-shirt finally? He's been rocking that NXT Generico shirt since he debuted, and I don't know, I think it's about time they can just whip up something for the guy. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a Jobber 101 status to give somebody like the name brand t-shirt. I totally agree with that. Give the guy a little bit of kickback. Next match we have up is Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze. Just a plain old singles match. Sharpshooter by Tyler Breeze. I didn't really expect that. That was I don't know who he was trying to pay homage to. Was he secretly in the dungeon? Like
he did the move justice, unlike The Rock when his sorry ass attempts of doing a sharpshooter.
Oh, when he does it, he has that mouth open. Like I hate when he does that. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, all right, I see what you're trying to pay. Like you're trying to sell the move, but it's not really gonna work for me. When it came down to it, Apollo Crews with the, can we call it a backdrop into a powerbomb? I mean, that was, expanding on his moveset a little bit.
Yeah, the powerbomb is trending, Maggle.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
From Kevin Owens to Apollo Crews, the powerbomb is on the rise.
Yeah, taken away from the DDT, right? Well, somebody's got to sell some of those moves. Can't mean nothing anymore. Next up, we have Asuka versus Dana Brooke. Now, I like the little war paint she had going on. I thought that was really cool. Had a very vibrant set of moves. She was very lively in the ring, and she really take a liking to the crowd and really played it off well.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd say about this is the match was a little bit stiff at times because there probably is a language barrier, being that she's fresh off the boat and her English probably isn't too hot. So it's going to be a little bit hard to navigate in the ring and kind of figure something out with somebody who doesn't even speak the language, and not only doesn't speak it, but is completely different from English. So it was a little bit stiff at spots, but overall it was pretty good. And the one thing I did like was that they didn't go with the stereotypical Japanese like chimes and gongs for her, so that's a good step for the WWE.
So true. They really steered away from that from the last time they did it with Hideo Itami. Like that was slightly embarrassing, but
Yeah.
but can anybody say Armbar City? She pulled off some solid arm bars. It was absurd. Next up we have the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament in Finn Balor and Joe versus Corbin and Rhyno.
Yeah, I guess this is why Bálor didn't want to do the face paint. Maybe because if he's accepting this award on behalf of Dusty Rhodes, he probably didn't want to look like a fool with like black face paint on and for like a super serious WWE moment. So anyway, that's my theory.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a good point, but really a shocking ending to that match. I expected Bálor when he was going up for the coup de grace. I thought he was going to slip up and like cost him and Joe the match, but that wasn't really the case.
Yeah, the whole knee angle didn't really end up playing too much, but yeah, overall it's pretty solid.
Definitely. And finally, the main event, Bayley. Bayley, what?
Head's in the right place.
Yeah. Bayley versus Sasha Banks in a 30-minute, come on, call it out, guys, Ironwoman match. But no, they couldn't call it that. But that's okay. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm assuming that was like heavily talked about behind the scenes because they made a point to never even hint at it, and everybody just called it an Iron Man match. So I'm sure Vince just walked in and said, "No, we are not calling it an Iron Woman match."
As said in the dirt sheets, though, he was actually really looking forward to that match. So I hope to hear some kind of response somehow.
I know he gets crazy with naming sometimes, so I can see them wanting to just be consistent with Iron Man, even though it was an Iron Woman match.
Yeah, exactly. Let's give some props to Sasha Banks for being such a great heel. I mean, the taunts she was giving, like mocking her opponent, and making the Bayley superfan cry. I mean, I think that was the highlight of my viewing.
Oh, that's a gift just waiting to happen.
Yes. But talk about a BS call and Banks tapping out at the end. I mean, she was getting like kicked in the head at the same time. Like,
yeah, what is it with WWE like bungling tap outs as of recently? Like, it wasn't exactly, obviously knowing the circumstances with like a few seconds left, you knew she was going to tap and Bayley was going to win, but it still wasn't exactly clear because she had both arms like tied behind her, and she was, like,
it was really
around, so
it was really hard to accept it as a half-ass tap out. I mean, like, really, the hands behind the head. If I could have heard her audibly scream, "I quit, I tap, I'm done," then that would have been something. But I couldn't really catch it, even with the second replay.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit too kayfabe nitpicky, but it was a little bit off.
Yeah. But anyhow, that pretty much wraps up the card, and like I want to call out favorite matches and then worst match of the night. My favorite match of the night was Jason Jordan and Chad Gable versus Corbin and Rhyno. No, I'm not gonna give in to that crowd. F them. Right. But I thought that great technicians behind the ring. I'm really looking forward to what they can bring in the future. So I think that it was a really hard choice. It was between that and the main event, but I just want to go against the grain a little bit. So
yeah, as far as the least good match on the card, because I wouldn't even say the worst match because there wasn't really any bad matches, but I'd say the one that had me the least was the Apollo Crews Tyler Breeze match, only because Tyler Breeze is kind of billed as like a loser in NXT, unfortunately, so you kind of knew how that match was going to go, and there wasn't really anything too special about it. I mean, Apollo Crews busted out a new finisher, which is good, but other than that, it wasn't too memorable.
Yeah, agreed. And so that pretty much wraps up the show. I mean, before we go, we'll get out some quick plugs. On Twitter, follow us at TheTurboEther, Facebook.com/TurboEther. Leave a comment, subscribe, let us know your favorite match. Let us know if you like the pay-per-view or not. Like I think it was the more solid pay-per-view than Night of Champions, personally. And you can also check back turboether.com to check out the other vids that we have going on. And on that note, folks, I'm Nick and I love wrestling.
And I'm Dimitri and I hate wrestling.